unsere neue Chefärztin Dr. Susanna Parker.
Guten Tag.
Unser Krankenhaus hat 618 Betten und rund 30.000 stationäre Patienten im Jahr.
Mach es raus!
300 Ärzte, 600 PflegerInnen.
Ja, wir sind zu wenige, immer.
Wenn es brennt, hat die Rettungsstelle 250 Patienten. Wenn es richtig brennt, über 300. Sie kriegen das hier alles auf die Reihe.
Ist das die neue Chefin?
Ja, Ben, das ist seine neue Chefin.
Wenn ich einmal ganz kurz Ihre Aufmerksamkeit haben dürfte, bitte.
Sie schafft 3 Tage. Höchstens.
Ich würde gerne ein paar Dinge ändern.
Es wird ein neues System.
Aber darüber muss...
Wenn du verkatert nicht arbeiten kannst, werd nicht Unfallchirurg.
Außer der ganzen Feierei haben sie nur Arbeit. Ich glaube, sie haben nichts anderes. Und jetzt haben sie das Gefühl, dass ich ihre Welt kaputt mache. Sie sind entlassen.
Ey, Sie sind so krass.
Verlassen Sie meine Notaufnahme.
1, 2, 3.
Verbrennen! Ich werde verbrennen!
Willkommen im KRANK, Dr. Parker.
Danke.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Berlin E.R. streaming right now on Apple TV+. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. Joining me to talk all things Berlin E.R. is co-creator Samuel Jefferson. How are you, sir?
Hello, that was a great introduction. You should follow me around in my life and do that.
I'd be delighted to. I love
Great.
being the hype man, and I am hype. I had the pleasure of speaking to these two wonderful stars in your show.
They are great.
Not too long ago, and I told them, if you would have told me I was going to be a fan of a German medical series and binge it all in one sitting, I would have told you you're a liar, and that I did. I completely love this show. I cannot wait for the rest of the fans to see this entire series. As of recording, we just dropped episode 1, I believe, and let me tell you, sir, you have a winner, and I'm delighted to have a conversation with you today.
That is so sweet of you. Thank you. It's really nice to hear. I appreciate it.
Definitely. So I got to ask, I know that you're a former physician, now turned screenwriter. Can you tell me how you kind of took your life experience and funneled it into this amazing series that I'm loving?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I worked for about 7 or 8 years in London as an emergency room doctor, and I originally thought I didn't want to do any medical stuff. Like, I was very resistant. I think because I was still way too close to the job itself. Like, I was still doing it like part-time as a freelance doctor in the emergency room, and it was just too much for me. And then gradually, as time went on, I realized actually I had so many stories to tell in that world, and it was sort of crazy of me not to try and do it. And then when I moved to Berlin and did film school here, I met the amazing producers and the co-creator Victor, and they were talking about wanting to do a crazy kind of Berlin hospital show, but they didn't really have many details apart from that. Victor knew lots of doctors working in Berlin and had heard some horror stories. And of course, I had my experiences and my colleagues. And as we talked, we realized we really wanted to do the same kind of vision. And then from there, we sort of built it up. Originally, I didn't consciously think about taking, apart from the medical experience of me, really taking much from me. But I think every character you write is a little part of you somewhere, or an idea of what you could become, or that kind of stuff. And then just gradually, I realized that actually kind of doing the show is a bit like therapy. I think I was kind of therapizing myself a little bit. And I didn't really realize until I started seeing the dailies and the edits for the show, I was like, God, I think I walk around with quite a lot of trauma from this job, because it doesn't shy away from the trauma that it gives them. And yeah, it really genuinely took me by surprise. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, I had that all in me. But it was so pleasant to be able to give that away a little bit, but do it in a kind of story way. And it was very important to me that the show, despite how hard it gets and how hard it shows life can be sometimes, there's still a lot of love in the show. It's still very much about humanity and people helping each other, and even just people giving each other a hug when they need it. And those moments, particularly in the show, always like still get me when I watch them.
I love that you said that, because I found it, I felt it, you know, and I love that you said that it was therapeutic in releasing that trauma. As I've gotten older, you know, in therapy and here and there, you know, with different things, and as you grow older, you can't just bottle things in. And I love that I connected with every character, and I saw every character exists. It's just a beautiful cast that you put together, and then the writing for each of them was just spot on. I love this ensemble. So speaking of which, so, you know, diving in, you're now involved. We're making this series. Can you talk about how the casting of these characters? Again, I spoke with these two wonderful individuals who we follow, but just so much of this cast. I love every person, and I care about each of their journeys within this series. Can you speak to that and seeing that come to life, from being a physician to now writing and being a part of this and seeing your babies be brought to life on the screen?
For sure. I mean, a lot of it is incredibly talented people bringing their talent. So we have an amazing casting agent called Lisa Stutzky, who sort of specializes in people who haven't been seen so much on screen or come from like theater backgrounds, people that wouldn't normally necessarily get easily cast in a show, particularly in Germany. And working with her was just phenomenal, because we sort of went in blind to each character, just send people you think would be interesting. We had a really amazing bunch of people audition. And then just some people walked in and I was like, yeah, that's it. So Slavko with Ben and Haley with Zana, they just, as they talked and did their auditions, I was like, I just feel it. And every character that we have is like that. And they just brought something from themselves in it. The universe just aligned with them somehow. But I think there was a lot of hard work went into making all the characters feel lifelike or feel like they're worthy and real. And I always like this idea of, with a TV show or a film, you step into a world and it should feel like that world has existed before you got there. So then you come into an episode, it should feel like you're just peeking into a world. And then when you leave the episode, you should feel like you walk away and the world continues. And I think with bad TV, quote unquote, it tends to be that the scene or the episode starts and it feels like it's been made for you. Like there's nothing exists beyond this. Whereas each of the actors and each of the characters, we really wanted to give a life to. And I think it's helped also by the department. Like it looks gross and it's sort of falling apart and it feels like it's been doing that for years. And then you just come along on this day with Zana. And I think all those kind of choices by production and the directors help make it feel like a lived in world, which for me is so important to kind of pull you in and make it feel like it's worthy of your time, I think. Yeah.
Brilliant and well done. Well done.
Thank you.
I know these are all your babies, and I don't want to make you choose between your babies, but I know, again, a lot of it was based on, you know, like you said, you know, before you came into screenwriting and became a filmmaker. Is there any particular character that you bring a true story in from your experience, or just a character that really is like you, or just some anecdote from that experience that was imbued into one of the episodes within the series? Yeah,
sure. I think they're all a little bit me and people I've met. No one particularly one-to-one, and none of them are definitely me, but each of them has a part of me and the other writers and pretty much a little bit of everyone. I think something about Ben, I think Ben is a good exploration of what you could become. I think if you like we talked about therapy, if you don't confront your demons, or your demons don't get big enough to make you confront them, which I think unfortunately is often the truth for people. He's a good exploration of, I think, a lot of doctors, even though they might never get that intense or develop a real addiction or be addicts, there's something about his story that really chimed with me, because I think even in a very low grade level, a lot of the job is about the trauma or the emotional experiences you have, and then blocking it somehow, distracting yourself, bottling it down. You know, we used to finish shifts in the ED in London and we go to the pub afterwards. So our only way of dealing with it was to have drinks together and joke about it. But we never really sat down and were like, that day was really horrible, we should talk about it and like be honest and open about it. I think that's quite a British thing as well. Like we like to repress. rather than confront. So Ben for me is something, but I love each of them in some way. There's a lot to love about Xana, that idea of trying your best and trying to control something that's uncontrollable, but coming from a good place. A lot of my favorite TV shows are about people who are inherently good in some way, not right all the time, but they're striving to be better or to make something better. Like I love The West Wing, Aaron Sorkin, those kind of shows. And I think all the characters in their own way are trying their best. And that's really nice to see on screen, even though they get it wrong and they've got their own demons. Yeah, I love all the characters that they try their best. To be fair, I'm catching up as well, watching it again on the actual TV. And Afrim just does something to my little heart every time he's on screen. I'm just like, oh, Afrim. So I think he's standing out for me. It's just a heart of the show.
I love it. I love it. Again, I've had the pleasure of watching it all. I want to ask you, I need a second season. I need a second season already. And right now we're promoting for the first episode for everybody else. So everybody, please enjoy. And also hashtag we need a second season of Berlin E.R already. Because I need it, Samuel. To close out, what do you hope people take away from the message of the series and these characters that I know they're going to fall in love with like I did?
Yeah, I think we said it a little bit before, but a real message of hope. And it sounds a bit woo-woo to say that, but in the show, we really don't shy away from the fact that life is hard and it can feel like it gets away from you sometimes. And yeah, it's messy and it's not as easy or straightforward as you want it to be. But the thing you can do is ask for help or give other people help. And actually, most of the time, there's a lot of other people waiting to reach back for you. So I think whatever happens, there's always some element of hope and humanity out there. And I think with the show, that's the thing I'm most proud of. That's the thing that makes me cry when I watch an episode still, when someone just reaches out to another human being and I'm like, it does hope. So I hope that that's what it gives them. Yeah, some pleasant feeling at the end.
Well, it gave me those, and I need a second season, Samuel. I need more.
I will work on it if I get the opportunity, for sure.
I hope so. Fingers crossed. Everybody, that is the amazing Samuel Jefferson. Thank you so much for your time, sir. I appreciate it. Berlin E.R is streaming right now on Apple TV Plus. Go check it out. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. There's a cut. I appreciate it.
Nerds rule the world.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world. Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, you know sir. Thank you. Awesome. Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like nerds rule the world. Like I want more black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, nerds rule.
Love
it. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Julie.
Yes, nerds rule. Yes.
Rock on. I love it. Thank you so much.
It's good to see you. I love Nerds Rule the World.
But yeah, there's a heavy nerd component, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you ask me, nerds rule the world. So
absolutely.
And you're right. Nerds do rule the world.
We're just the best.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
Nerds so much.
Yes. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
It's your boy Kuya P. Nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
do. They rule the world all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys.